Welcome to another edition of Dan Frequently Asked Questions. In this episode, we will be addressing the issue of eardrum rupture and ear infection, and whether or not it is appropriate to go diving with or shortly after an injury, particularly if it involves a perforation of the tympanic membrane. Now, this individual gives a very detailed description of how, after attending a conference, they developed a combination of external as well as middle ear barotrauma, inability to equalize, and as a result, they had an ultimate rupture of the tympanic membrane. As the individual rightly states, it typically takes 4 to 6 weeks for an eardrum perforation to heal. They describe having been placed on antibiotics with ear drops, and these seem to have done the trick, and they appear to have closure of the perforation of the tympanic membrane. The question is now, how long do you need to wait since the injury to return to diving? Now, the answer to the question is not straightforward, but I'll tell you what I would have said to a diver in my rooms that I've examined and assured myself that their eardrum is truly looking healed, has no longer got a perforation, and there is no longer any sign of an external ear infection. So that is the presumption with which I am giving this additional advice. I would recommend to this diver to acquire an additional device that will protect their eardrum against the pressure changes and large pressure differential during diving. And the two devices that do that at the moment are either the Docs Pro plugs with the fenestration, in other words, the little hole. They're not the pink ones, they're the transparent ones, or they should acquire a Pro Ear mask. The benefit of the Pro Ear mask is that even if the pressure were to cause a perforation, which we hope it won't, and the person does still need to equalize, at least it will protect the ear from having water, seawater or fresh water going into the middle ear space and complicating the injury. At the same time, that additional coverage of the ear also protects the ear somewhat against the differential pressures during diving. So that is my recommendation to you in terms of returning to diving after a healed external ear infection, middle ear barotrauma, perforated tympanic membrane, and now with the ability to equalize easily without pain or any difficulty. If that's the case, the chances are very good that you will be fit to dive. As always, though, we recommend that you should see a diving physician or at least a doctor that is familiar with diving and able to examine a tympanic membrane with the idea or objective of determining whether it's safe to go scuba diving. All right, and that brings us to the end of another episode of Dan Frequently Asked Questions. Until next time, safe diving.